Distinguished executive strategy leaders, industry captains, and of course, fellow professionals, we would like to warmly welcome all of you. In our traditional parlance, we say Akwaba. Tonight, it's not just an inauguration of an association, but we are activating a movement that will dictate the pace and the direction of this country and the continent as a whole.
This evening is a response to a simple research document I came across. And that Boston Consulting Group's research sought to suggest that managers at the lower level have as much as 72% of them not understanding or appreciating what strategy is. And we felt that we could respond to that gap, that shortfall. That is our greatest motivation for bringing together practitioners of strategy to advance the cause of strategy practice, particularly in corporate Africa.
By developing managers and professionals and executives in strategy, from strategic leadership to strategic planning to strategy development to control. That is one key thematic area we don't joke with in the executive class, strategy control. At this juncture, we want to do a launch of the professional association. Officially, the name is Strategy Professionals Ghana.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We are looking forward to having organizations build giant businesses in Africa. And we thought that one of the greatest tools we could use to do that is when there is key strategy knowledge among leaders who drive these organizations.
This Institute of Leadership and Strategy, as you may have already seen or heard about us, and we are passionate about developing managers and corporate leaders across Africa. And so once again, we want to welcome you. We are excited to have you here. This is the Certified Strategy Professional course.
In any case, strategy started from the military. You know that? The strategy emanated from the military. There are a lot of things we are going to put together, and then we will call it a strategy, not just a goal we have set for ourselves. The courage to choose is the heart of strategy. Why does choice require courage? I normally say any change that is imposed is a change that will most likely be opposed.
Yes, my name is Mbemba Kabinakweta from Guinea Conakry. When it comes to organization, everything is about strategy. Being part of this program is a great privilege, and I hope by the end of this program, I'll be a very good strategist that could take companies beyond their success.
Very glad to be part of this strategic leadership program. Contribution to myself in terms of leading a team that is across 22 countries. So I'm looking forward to the impact that this program will have on me. Thank you.
I want to attend this and learn this course and project and use it to project the future of Ghana Post.
Distinguished executive strategy leaders, industry captains, and of course, fellow professionals, we would like to warmly welcome all of you. In our traditional parlance, we say Akwaba. Tonight, it's not just an inauguration of an association, but we are activating a movement that will dictate the pace and the direction of this country and the continent as a whole.
This evening is a response to a simple research document I came across. And that Boston Consulting Group's research sought to suggest that managers at the lower level have as much as 72% of them not understanding or appreciating what strategy is. And we thought that we could respond to that gap, that shortfall. That is our greatest motivation for bringing together practitioners of strategy to advance the cause of strategy practice, particularly in corporate Africa.
By developing managers and professionals and executives in leading strategy, from strategic leadership to strategic planning to strategy development to control. That is one key thematic area we don't joke with in the executive class, strategy control. At this juncture, we want to do a launch of the professional association. Officially, the name is Strategy Professionals Ghana.
4, 3, 2, 1. This is SPG.
Looking forward to having organizations build giant businesses in Africa. And we thought that one of the greatest tools we could use to do that is when there is key strategy knowledge among leaders who drive these organizations.
This Institute of Leadership and Strategy, as you may have already seen or heard about us, and we are passionate about developing managers and corporate leaders across Africa. And so once again, we want to welcome you. We are excited to have you here. This is the Certified Strategy Professional course.
In any case, strategy started from the military. You know that? The strategy emanated from the military. There are a lot of things we are going to put together, and then we will call it a strategy, not just a goal we have set for ourselves. The courage to choose is the heart of strategy. Why does choice require courage? I normally say any change that is imposed is a change that will most likely be opposed.
Yes, my name is Mbemba Kabinakweta from Conakry. When it comes to organization, everything is about strategy. Being part of this program is a great privilege, and I hope by the end of this program, I'll be a very good strategist that could take companies beyond their success.
Very glad to be part of this strategic leadership program. Contribution to myself in terms of leading a team that is across 22 countries. So I'm looking forward to the impactful that this program will have on me. Thank you.
I want to attend this and learn this course and project and use it to project the future of Ghana Post.
Yes, but the slides are not. All right, it's a very good evening to you all for making time to join the information session for the Certified Strategy Professional.
We are currently preparing for cohort 11. We have run some 10 cohorts in the past. Our strategy courses combined with our executive leadership programs. Totally, we had passed out some 1,000 persons over the last 3 years have gone through this program. We do 4 intakes in every year. But for today, our focus is on the certified strategy professional. For those of you who want to go through professional strategy training to learn and, if you may, master business and corporate level strategies. My name is Jeff Bassey, and I'm going to be the one to anchor the conversation. It's just a few minutes of conversation to help you appreciate what the Certified Strategy Professional Program is all about. I will be covering the modules and content areas you go through. We'll be looking at the benefits. Why must you seek to become a strategy professional? We would also be introducing to you our instructors, various corporate chiefs and executives in various organizations from different industries who serve as instructors and facilitators in the professional program. For those of you who will be interested in writing the professional certification exam, I will also be taking you through what it takes to write the exam. I use the word, those of you interested, because we have about 50% of managers, senior managers, and executives who come through this program and tell you really they are not interested in writing the exam. They only want to earn the internal executive certificate we issue in strategy. But for those of you who want the global recognition as a strategy professional, may want to move a step further to take the professional certification exam. And finally, I'll be ending with how to register, what it takes to register. Of course, we'll be discussing the course fee and the payment terms and etc. As I mentioned already, my name is Jeff Bassey, and I want to warmly welcome you to these few minutes of discourse on what it takes to become a certified professional in strategy. It's a 10-week program, and every information will be relayed to you in a jiffy. To start with, we are the Institute of Leadership and Strategy. We describe ourselves as the Leadership and the Strategy Powerhouse. We have been in existence for 3 years. We launched on 28th of June. It was a fateful Wednesday at the Kempinski Hotel. And ever since, we've passed out some 10 cohorts of the Certified Strategy Professional and also executive level leadership alongside master classes and workshops. And altogether, we've passed out some 1,000 plus persons from both the private and the public sectors. We are located at East Legon, Accra, on the Lagos Avenue. In Ghana, we are not too used to names of streets. So I normally say the Mansfield Hotel Stretch. And indeed, once you put our name into your Google map, Institute of Leadership and Strategy, it will bring you straight to our executive center, as you can see on your screen. We are purely an executive development and a professional development institute, executive and professional development. That is supposed to say that we are non-academic. So we don't run master's degrees, we don't run PhDs. So many people have been calling us whether we run masters and PhDs in strategy or leadership. No, we are non-academic. Our goal is to run practical executive courses to propel managers to lead their organizations effectively. But of course, the professional certification, just like anybody would say, is a chartered accountant or a project management professional or chartered HR or chartered marketing. We run the charter courses. If you are interested in writing the professional exam, once you pass, you become a certified professional
in strategy, and that is recognized all over the world. The certification body is located in the United States of America, but of course, the exam is conducted every part of the world. And the many managers and executives in Ghana who went through, indeed, a good number of them wrote and passed that certification exam and are so recognized as certified professional practitioners, certified strategy practitioners. We, at the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, we run the Certified Strategy Professional, as we are about to talk of. All our programs are targeted at only executives, managers, and professionals. That is supposed to say that if you are not in a managerial role or you are a professional in one area or the other, you may not qualify for any of our courses. If I say a professional, I mean we've had several lawyers, several military, senior military officers, we've had loads of doctors, accountants, etc. Aside that, once you enjoy the designation of a manager, be it a lower level manager, middle level, or a senior manager, you automatically then qualify for any of our courses. Respectfully, we don't take rank and file staff. You finish your national service 2 years ago, you are a worker now. Strategy is a high level conversation, and so we do not admit those people respectfully. You may not even understand the content we teach in the examination hall, in the lecture hall, and even if you do, you may not be admitted or accepted by the global certification body to sit for the exam if you are not a professional or a manager in one area or the other. We also run the executive level leadership course for, again, those in leadership roles, managers, professionals. Recently, we've started admitting entrepreneurs. So you are the owner of the business, you sit at the top, you make strategic decisions, you are equally admitted into this program. Beyond these two flagship courses, we also run executive short courses, we run master classes and workshops. But again, we also run in-house trainings. We've covered more than 200 organizations in this country and a few other countries in Africa. We run executive development programs, leadership and people management trainings. Like I said, over 200 companies have been covered. We also do consulting in strategy. We either are developing your strategic plans for you. We have done the strategic plans for Bank of Ghana Hospital, that's the Bank Hospital, Cape May, a number of the rural banks in the country. We have also done strategy plans for a number of the estate firms in Ghana. We also lead and facilitate strategy sessions where the managers gather and want to develop strategy plan or to plan for the financial year. We lead that. We've covered over 60 firms. We currently are serving as partners to drive Parliament House of Ghana's 5-year strategic plan. We also have facilitated strategy sessions for Bank of Ghana, for Prudential Life Insurance, Ghana Stock Exchange, and a few companies here and there. On your screen are just a handful of the organizations we have touched base with, either in consulting capacity or training services, from Bank of Ghana to DevTraco to Ghana Revenue Authority, Marriott Hotel, Coca-Cola, Newmont. We have been with Talo Oil, the Bank Hospital, Coronation Insurance, Absa Bank, Ghana Link, Kampiski Hotel, Casa Precon, Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority, Hollard, Prudential, etc. Indeed, when USAID was closing down, we were the consultants in charge that helped USAID Ghana to officially close the company. So this is but a few of the organizations that we have touched base with or had worked for. And indeed, we have had various professionals from these and other organizations, a number of 100 companies whose managers and professionals enroll for our certified strategy professional. So let me now go straight into what the
detailed information on the strategy professional course is all about. I will be covering once again the modules and the content areas, the instructors and facilitators. We look at the professional exam, how to register. I will also cover the structure of the program, as in lecture days, and when do we run the physical tuition. If you are signing up for the virtual option, when can you take lectures, etc. So the Certified Strategy Professional is a global professional certification for executives, managers, and professionals in strategy. It doesn't matter your background, whether it's in finance, marketing, operations, HR, IT, whether you are from a profit firm or non-profit, that is the NGOs and the public institutions. Otherwise, you may be coming from the multinationals organizations. All we need is that you must be in a management position. Otherwise, you must be a professional in one area or the other to qualify for this. There are 10 modules that make up the Certified Strategy Professional course, and 10 modules then mean that it's a 10-week course. Indeed, those of you who made attend on us in time past have known of 8 weeks, but after a review of the content areas with the global certification body, we thought that we needed 2 extra weeks to be able to cover properly what you need to know. The beautiful thing is that whether you intend to write the exam or not, the content gives you practical, or what will I say, gives you confidence to practice strategy. But the same content also suffices for writing the certification exam if you so wish. So here we go with the 10 modules that run for 10 weeks. Module number 1 is what we call understanding the environment of strategy. Understanding the environment of strategy. We got motivated to start with this module because we realized, and that realization is also coming from Boston Consulting Group's research. Boston Consulting Group, one of the leading consulting groups around the world, researched managers and realized that there are a percentage of managers who do not quite understand strategy, either at the corporate level or business level strategy, or even the functional level. Now, as you might have known by now, strategy is management is expressed at 3 layers. The lower layer of management are normally the people we call line managers, and I'm always very comfortable using the bank as a typical example. A branch manager, for instance, is a layer 1 or level 1, a junior manager in the bank. You are a manager, yes, we agree, you qualify to take this course, but you are a lower level manager. Branch managers normally would manage activities and people directly at the bank, for instance. And Boston Consulting Group says as much as 72% of these guys do not understand strategy. They don't have confidence or understand how the organization's strategic planning system works. 72% of managers at layer 1. Then we have a second layer of managers we call the senior managers. Again, in a typical bank, you would have, depending on the cosmopolitan nature of the environment and the size of the bank, you could have between 7 and say 13 or 14 branches from a particular catchment area. So that Absa Bank, for instance, will have all the branches in Legon, be it East Legon, West Legon, North Legon, all the branches in Medina, all the branches in Adenta, all the branches in Hacho. All of them come under one catchment area, committed to one area manager. That guy's work is to manage the managers and by extension, the branches in this area. That guy is qualified to be called a senior manager. He manages managers. Boston Consulting Group says 54% of these people do not understand strategy. Then the shocker is the C-suite executives, the guys who manage the organization, the creme de la creme, who takes the final decisions. Their titles are usually preceded by the word chief, chief executive officer, chief operations officer, chief marketing officer, chief technology officer, chief HR officer, chief finance officer. These guys manage their organization. They are what we call the ESCO or the C-suite. But some 26%, that's about a quarter, a little over a quarter, which means that 1 out of every 4 of these executive managers also do not have adequate understanding of strategy. We, as even consultants at the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, having facilitated strategy sessions for various organizations, realized that many of these companies just gather and put together annual goals. And sometimes in worst case scenario, they are normally just wishful thoughts, and then they call it a strategy. To help you appreciate the environment of strategy, you go through module 1, how strategy works from the corporate level, cascades down to business unit levels, and how it hits the functions, be it marketing, HR, finance, operations, and etc. Strategy is the reference point for all decision making, so that if a manager doesn't really understand how strategy works, if your activities become a bit misaligned with where the organization wants to go. So module 1 is quite elaborate to help you explore the environment. And by the time you go through a cogent case study we deliver at that level, you should be appreciating the environment of strategy. Module number 2 is competitive strategy. Competitive strategy. Strategy, aside it being how we get our what, also have to do with how to make sure that you lead in the competition. And we have a very, very, very experienced hand who handles that. Until very recently, he was the head of strategy for Absa Bank. He just moved on to EcoBank about a month ago. He handles the competitive strategy module. There comes the module number 3 and 4, a very key area. It is called the strategy formulation and planning. Strategy formulation and strategic planning process. A good number of managers sit in strategy session or strategy planning session and do not quite understand or appreciate how the planning process runs, right from trying to understand the organization to understanding the organization's environment, i.e., conducting industry analysis, conducting what we call external factor evaluation. That is where you are looking at your threat or your opportunities. Understanding the personal environment, then we do internal capability assessment, your strengths and weaknesses, and then we assess the resources of the organization. It is only after this that we can now appreciate what the business strategic direction should look like, what the product strategy should be, what the strategic pillars would be. Those are the priorities the organization will pursue for the strategic planning period under review, trickling down to the strategic goals at the corporate level and how functions pursue strategic objectives to deliver on the corporate goals of the organization. After this, then we get to the heart of strategic planning process, which is doing the strategic analysis, alternatives, evaluation, decision making, how to anchor it in stakeholder demands, and for that matter, the board of directors of the organization. And then after this, we go on to how to develop an implementation strategy, how to execute the strategy, right from creating alignment to the budgeting process, down to the strategy implementation plan or the work plan itself, resource allocation, and then how to monitor, review, and control the strategy. So this is quite a very voluminous module. That is how can we break it over 2 weeks. So module number 3 and 4, which is week 3 and 4, handle the strategic planning process. Beyond that is week 5, which is module number 5, change and organizational transformation. I always say change management is a leadership and a strategy agenda. Strategy is not cast in stone. It is fluid, it is emergent, and it is a cycle of adaptations. Because really, developing a good competitive strategy is about relating the organization to its environment. So when the exogenous environmental factors are changing, it only makes sense that the organization's internal responses commensurate those external changes, right from customer preferences to technology demanding how business is conducted, to industry disruptions, to government legislation. Every now and then, we want to be reformulating the strategy to meet the external demand, because really it is difficult to just sit down and envision everything that will happen in the business world over the next 5 to 10 years. And so even when we put together a 5-year plan, every year we reformulate the plan to meet demands of the external forces so we can drive the plan through. All right. And that is where we handle how to manage these processes and how to align the organization's operations. Many a time, the challenge with strategic plans is that they hang up their prestigious document, but we do not know how to close the gap between the strategy and everyday operational activities. A strategy that is not understood is a strategy that will most likely fail, because loads of people don't quite understand what to do to contribute to achieving the strategy. And McKinsey Consulting Group suggests that some 48.6% of all organizations who go through the prestigious exercise of developing strategic plans actually don't have the strategy seeing the light of day. That is quite a good number. 48.6 is a near 50%. How do you be sure that you are not part of these 50%? Last 2 weeks, we had a meeting with the Ghana Airport Company. They actually invited us, Ghana Airport Company, to help them reformulate their next 3-year strategy and guide the organization on how to deliver on the product promises or the plans of their strategy. Module number 6, quite a peculiar module. Module number 6 is what we call business and financial analysis. So you're going to go through business modules and how to do financial analysis and be able to develop metrics and KPIs to measure the performance of the organization's strategy. Module number 7 and 8 or week 7 and 8 is one module, because it's also as heavy as strategy formulation and planning. And that module is leadership and strategy execution. The hardwired processes and the discipline required to lead the execution of the strategy. It is one thing to develop a strategy or strategy plan, is yet another thing to be able to provide leadership. Employees do not follow documented plans. They follow leaders. It's the leadership power thrown behind the organization's strategy that delivers results. Sometimes I hear people say, but we are making sales. And so why do we need a strategy or strategic plan? Well, if you are driving your vehicle without doing regular maintenance or servicing, it doesn't mean the car will come to a stop and stop. You'll still be moving until such time when the engine gets locked up. The fact that you are succeeding by making revenue or doing sales doesn't mean that you are even in control of the circumstances responsible for your success. And so strategy actually ensures the long-term success of the organization. So we handle the leadership required for strategy execution and implementation, quite a voluminous module. And so it is also done over a 2-week period. Then module number 9 is strategy governance. Strategy governance. At every level of the implementation of the strategy, who have their responsibility to govern strategy at different levels. What is the role of the board? What is the role of the CEO? What is the role of the executive management team? What is the role of senior managers? What are the roles of line managers in aligning the strategy, reviewing it frequently, and being sure that it speaks to external demands? I'd say today size is no longer an advantage to any organization. We are large. We do big ticket deals. No. Today the advantage goes to the companies with innovation and speed. So companies who want to have continuous, sustainable competitive advantage are the organizations who must learn, and act faster than the competition. When I talk about learning, I'm not referring to training and development. I'm referring to conducting situation analysis frequently, reformulating your strategic orientation, backing it up with an internal arrangement in terms of your structures, your systems, your processes, your culture, and the people to align to it and drive the strategy. Module number 10 is quite a peculiar module, such that we don't teach that module. You, as trainees or students of strategy, are the ones who handle module number 10. Right from week 3, when you take off, we deliver industry strategy plan case studies to you. Depending on the industry you are coming from, you decide which of the cases you do on group levels. So all those from the financial services or the banking sector are in one group working on banking and financial service case study. Those from the oil and gas, those from the telcos, those from the health sector. We just look at the profile of the applicant every module to determine which cases you do. But let me also particularly mention, because we've received bashes in the past, but we have since repented, those from the public sector and the NGOs, sometimes they feel left out because we look at it from profit perspective. Now we have realigned our content to include those of you who come from the public sector, where profit is not your motive per se, but those also from the NGOs who are relying on donors and funding here and there, etc. So on group basis, you develop a strategic plan. And right from week 3, because every module's lecture helps you to know what part of or to understand the part of the strategy plan to work on group basis. By the time we are done with the 9th week, you are also armed with enough information to develop that strategy plan to present to a panel of strategy experts and corporate chiefs on week 10. The goal is not probably to embarrass anybody if it's not going well. It's to critique your work, to run commentary on your strategy plan, to improve your learning so that you have the opportunity to put into practice more or less all the 9 modules you have taken and how they all come together to work depending on the industry you are either coming from or the industry you are interested in. I think it's important I emphasize that, because there are people who are coming from the NGO, but in his mind, he wants to go into telco or banking sector. You can join that group to do that case study as well. We would have provided with all the tools, if I say strategic tools, and the frameworks of developing strategy on one hand and strategic plan on the other hand. All the tools you can think about, from G. McKinsey metrics to the Ansoff metrics to McKinsey's 7S model, to how we conduct the industry analysis and how we do the PESTEL, the SWOT analysis. Nearly every Porter's 5-4, Porter's generic forces, the 5 forces that impact on strategy. Every single strategic tool or framework you can think of are all taught within the 10 weeks for you. Here are the ladies and gentlemen who deliver our lectures at the Institute of Strategy, Institute of Leadership and Strategy. You'll meet a good number of them in the strategy class. There are also others who only teach in the C-level or the executive level leadership. On that screen is my good self as a leadership and strategy expert, serving as leader of the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, and also I preside over Strategy Professionals Ghana. Then we have Mr. Kweku Awochi, who comes in as a resource person. Kweku Awochi is the immediate past CEO for Talo Oil, past CEO for Volta River Authority, head of strategy for Anglo Gold Ashanti for several years, the mining firm. He's currently serving as the board chairman for UBA as well as Multimedia, Joy FM, and the rest. Then we have Mr. Adolf Pega, who until recently was the chief risk officer for Absa Bank. He's currently the regional chief risk officer for EcoBank West Africa, I must say.
and then also a key finance and risk expert. Then we have Grace Awotri. Grace Awotri is currently serving as the Chief Finance Officer of the Bank Hospital, Strategy and Financial Analyst and a Chartered Accountant. Dr. Patrick Fishen is a strategy expert. Indeed, he headed strategy for Standard Chartered Bank, EcoBank, and then former MD for one of the bank, I think Sovereign Bank also. Then we have Mr. Michael Abiu, who is a strategy expert. He's currently serving as the National President for the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, CEO for MGA Consulting, and he also sits on the Telecel board. We also have Mami Ekwuagezi, a key strategy expert. Ekwuagezi is a change management expert, managing partner, currently serving for 565 Consulting, and also an executive coach. Peter Amo-Bediako, a strategy expert, until recently was the Director of Ports, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, a certified strategy professional, and a public sector executive. And then we have Wing Commander Samuel Alote, who is a consultant and senior lecturer at GIMPA now, former executive of Stanbic Bank, as well as Gridco, currently serving as board chairman for Jospon. There are a few others that have come on board but are not here. Dr. Samuel Segla, Professor Ayas Shafi, who is a strategy professor, etc. So here are the gentlemen and ladies who facilitate the sessions and serve as resource persons at the Institute of Leadership and Strategy. So what is the benefit of becoming a strategy professional? So what? You are a chartered accountant, you are a manager already. Why should you need to become a strategy professional? 8 quick reasons, if you ask me, you should seek to become a strategy professional. One is that generally professional certifications, and that include strategy certification, gives you credibility and recognition. I am a chartered accountant, and I tell people there's a difference between an accountant and a chartered accountant. There's a difference between a project expert and a certified project expert. You say you are good, yes, but who verifies it? Which professional body can attest that you are indeed a professional? It gives you credibility. Professional certification gives you credibility and recognition. And especially for this course, which is a global or international program headquartered in the US, recognized around the world, your recognition goes beyond the boundaries of one country. Professional certification also provides you with demonstrable skills and confidence at all levels of strategy: corporate level strategy, business level strategy, functional level strategy. Professional certification or strategy certification gives you mastery in strategy formulation and planning. Having facilitated strategy sessions for several companies, sometimes I walk into the room, find managers, gentlemen and ladies, when we get to the heart of the situation or the issues, some of them are unable to contribute meaningfully to the conversation because of lack of skill and knowledge in the area. And so number 4 is that you gain skill and mastery on the application of strategic tools and frameworks. A lot of these strategic tools are around, but people really just don't know how they are used in making strategic decisions. And then strategy certification gives you understanding of business models and your ability to conduct good financial analysis. Those of you who don't have any finance background, who are always scared of anything balance sheet, income statement, profit and loss account, that's the profit and loss, and for that matter, the cash flow, relax. We demystify these things. And I always tell people, if you are scared of doing financial analysis, you probably are not ready for C-suite executive position, because when it comes to C-suite, the bottom line is financials. Are we doing well or not? And so we are also aware that there are non-finance professionals in the strategy class. And so this particular module, which is financial and business model, we take our time to break down the issues so you appreciate how to develop the metrics to measure the performance of the strategy. Strategy certification gives you skills to effectively lead execution and implementation. Many executives simply do not know what to do to airlift or to lift the strategy from the ground and supervise its implementation for the life of the strategy plan. And that mastery we give you. Number 7 is that generally strategy knowledge positions you for that C-suite executive roles. You know, you want to be chief this, chief that, chief this, chief that. Well, at the executive, at the board level or the ESCO level, strategy is a central pivot around which all decisions are taken. And finally, for those of you who probably are preparing to go into private consultancy as management consultants, this professional certification seals off your confidence more or less and prepares you for a management consulting career in strategy. All right. So basically, these are the 8 benefits of becoming a certified strategy professional. Who is eligible? Open to all managers, executives, and professionals. Managers, whether you are a line manager, that's a lower level manager, or a senior manager or an executive manager, once you carry that title of a manager, you are qualified. You may not be enjoying the designation of a manager, of the title a manager, but you are a professional. You are an accountant, you are a marketing professional, you are, we have had several military officers come through. I don't know what their motivation is. We had a few lawyers and a few medical doctors who had come through this program. Whether you are coming from the multinational organizations or a local firm or an NGO, we have cogent case studies that take care of the NGO sector and the public sector. Many of the concepts of strategy cut across industries, and whether you are from profit or not. But we because we've had complaints from those from the public sector where return on investment, profit is not their goal, we also do that. But lately, you have a lot of non-profit motive companies wanting to run the organization on cogent business principles that require strategy. Of course, when I met Ghana Airport Company 2 weeks ago, they are not a profit venture, but they were very, very vehement on ensuring that the organization runs on business principles, and for that matter, key demonstration of return on asset, return on equity, return on investment must be, achieved. If you are wondering at this point how to contact us, on your screen is our hotline. I will just cover the structure and how to register, and then we'll sign off. But you can contact us on 0244 268672, 0244 268672. Every detailed information will be shared with you via WhatsApp to help you make a decision whether to sign up for the program or not. Just once you WhatsApp your name to this number, the administrators are always on standby, admission officers, to interact with you and get you signed up or enrolled into the program. Once again, we are located at East Legon. On your screen is our Executive Training Center facility. We are on the Lagos Avenue, East Legon, Accra, Ghana. Now, what is the course structure? The course duration is 10 weeks. 10 weeks of instructor-led sessions with case studies. You are either taking in-person tuition, and that runs on Saturdays only, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., with 1 full hour of lunch break in between, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the center is the ILS Executive Training Center, East Legon, Accra. Otherwise, you can also sign up for the virtual option, which runs on virtual tuition runs on Sundays only, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. with intermittent breaks in between. All right, about 2 or 3 breaks in between the 1 to 6, just to make sure that you don't feel bored in the lectures. And that is run via Google Meet. We've had several persons so far, 7 countries other than Ghana, joined virtually, all through to pass. Even in Ghana here, there are several managers from Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority, Takrady, managers of National Investment Bank, Kumasi, NHIS, Tamalewa, who never have to step a foot in Accra. Indeed, today, because of the convenience of virtual study, there are even people in Accra who will rather sit in their homes on Sundays to join. The good news is that you have the liberty to switch between the 2 options, because whatever content, module, topics is taught on Saturday physical class, The same content is taught following day, online, Sunday, by same instructor, same focus area, same examples, same case studies, giving you the liberty to decide every weekend which of the two options to take, depending on your schedule for the weekend. In the unlikely event, and we don't encourage this third option, in the unlikely event you couldn't make Saturday physical class and you miss Sunday virtual class, you have the recording of Sunday virtual class to go through in course of the week, so you are abreast with your colleagues before you come for the following weeks. But we don't quite encourage that, because that you are only listening to presentation or lecture and will not have the opportunity to interact with the facilitator. And so you must really be hot to miss the two. Otherwise, you are either in Saturday physical or Sunday online, and you are good to go. You can maintain one throughout. You can have a hybrid of the two in course of the 10 weeks. Now, certification exam. For those of you who are interested in writing the certification exam and earning the global professional certification in strategy. Again, I use that word because we have several professionals who come here. We run between 60 and 80 participants per cohort. I'm not saying all of you will be in the same class. That's too large a class. There are people who are coming for in-person, those who do online. And interestingly, the class is mostly evenly divided. So you have between 30 and 40 coming for physical on Saturdays, between 30 and 40 joining online nearly every weekend, plus or minus some 5% every weekend. Now, out of that number, you have about half of them who write the exam. The other half says, well, I just want to seal off my confidence in strategy. Now, whether you sit for the professional certification exam or not, you earn an executive certificate. Let me emphasize, non-academic executive certificate in strategy from the Institute of Leadership and Strategy. However, if you want to be a globally certified strategy professional, you need to sit for the global certification exam, and that is conducted by the global body. The strategy professional certification is conducted by the global body. It's in the United States of America. The name is International Association of Strategy Professionals. Some of you, if you want to check them out online, you can do that. You're either certifying as a strategy planning professional or strategy management professional. One is slightly higher than the other depending on your entry qualification. Okay, it is an online-based multiple choice exam, so you can write it from anywhere, from your bedroom, anywhere. All you need is reliable internet, and your room is exam friendly, because once you sign up for the exam or your time is due, there's somebody in the strong room in the US monitoring you, your camera. Even if a shadow passes, your exam is cancelled. So you have to be in a room alone. You have to focus on your laptop screen, because when you are moving your head too often, the assumption is that you are referring to materials or somebody is whispering something to you, and you can be disqualified. For that, when you come, we take you through how the exam is conducted. But it's 160 multiple choice questions, written in a total period of 3 hours, and you need 70% to pass. That is 112 questions correct out of the 160. It is purely competency based. This is a professional course, charter, not academic degree. So it's competency based. Nobody's going to be asking you for definitions. We take you straight into the practice of it. And the exam checks for success in every area of strategy. In an academic course, sometimes you can be looking out for APO, whether questions will come from this topic or that topic. Well, in this strategy professional exam, you are tested in every area, right from the strategy formulation to the planning stage, to how to manage changes in the strategy, how to conduct reviews, how to control the strategy, how to do implementation and execution, the leadership required. Everything is tested. But the good thing is that you don't need 100% to pass. You don't need to get all 160 questions correct. All you need is 112 questions out of, and there are several Ghanaian managers who have certified with us through this same tuition. The content is solid enough to help you pass the exam if you decide to write. And if you are not writing the exam too, the content is good enough to aid your practice as a manager. Right, so this is how our lecture halls look like. If you are taking the physical class. On finishing, you also become a member of Strategy Professionals Ghana. You can be a member even if you are not certified. Your status is non-certified member. But those who pass the certification exam, you become certified members. And so that is the, we meet from time to time, either to run conferences or breakfast meetings or workshops here and there. On finishing the program, you join us. It tremendously increases your networking ability with other executives or other professionals elsewhere. How do you enroll? Registration fee is 250 cedis. And once you pay registration, you have a voucher that enables you to go online to register via our website. All this information will be on your phone once you send your name via WhatsApp to the number you see on your screen, 0244 268672. The program fee itself is 12,800 cedis. 12,800. When we mention 12,000, people ask, is it dollars? No, it's cedis. That's about $1,000, all right? 12,800 Ghana cedis. And the good thing is that you have the liberty to pay in 3 installments. You pay the first 1/3, about some 4,000 at the beginning of the program. And then in the middle, some 4,000, and then by the end, you pay the other 4,000. The fee covers nearly everything: tuition, your learning materials. Those of you who do physical class, it covers your lunch and everything. For those of you online, we are still looking for who will take online. We are still looking for the technology to send you lunch via WhatsApp, so you can send you your food via WhatsApp. You, on finishing, like I mentioned, you earn an executive certificate in corporate and business strategy. The next session starts, which is the 11th cohort, takes off on Saturday, September 5th September 2026. It's a faithful Saturday. But if for the first cohort, you first meeting, as a matter of fact, first module, you want the online, it means you are taking off on Sunday, September 6th. But all these, once those who are registered, normally we put you on a WhatsApp platform, WhatsApp group, where every information is relayed to you. On your screen is our payment platforms. You are either paying the registration fee. Please, you don't need to bother to pay course fee now. Course fee is only paid when we take off on September 5. But to secure a seat, you need to register with your 250 cedis. You either pay through EcoBank. The details are on your screen, but will also be shared with you via WhatsApp. Once you WhatsApp, we send a message via WhatsApp to our number. You're either paying via EcoBank Legon branch. The account number is on your screen, or by mobile money. The name you see on the mobile money is Institute of Leadership and Strategy. And that number is 055 977 9846. 055 977 9846. Once you send a quick, you send your 250 cedis, the administrators will guide you to register. The process of registering online is a maximum of 6 minutes, and you are done with the registration process. And every other information will be relayed to you on our takeoff of the 11th cohort. All right, so that is all there is to know. If there are any questions, let me respond to them, and then we'll sign off. The goal is to end at 6 o'clock. We have 2 minutes to 6. And I want to say a big thank you for joining in. Let me answer the questions. That notwithstanding, when you call us or WhatsApp us to the number 0244 268672, every information will be shared with you. In the absence of questions, we want to say a big thank you to you for giving us your time. Well, somebody just sent me a quick question. I'm a teacher of business management in the secondary school with my second degree. Okay, that means you have a master's in public policy and management. How do I continue my career as a strategy management professional? Sign up, become a certified strategy professional to help you continue your career as a strategic. We have seen people move from the classroom to corporate just by taking professional courses, so you equally qualified. Is there any other question from administrators? I have 1 minute to close the session. Jibodi, ACN Right, I noticed when you were going through the course content that strategy review was missing. Please, strategy review is encapsulated in strategy implementation. That is the execution. Once you are doing execution, review is an area we take good care of, from the quarterly reviews to the media reviews to the end of year review. Once you have even if it's a 5-year strategy, they're going to review about 10 times. Because every year, mid-year, end of year, to reformulate the strategy for another FY, another financial year. So, everybody, no worries. Strategy review is a subset of strategy implementation or execution. So you are covered. All right. Let me take a final one. Please, is the CSP exam registration part of the? No. In every professional course you take, the tuition fee is quite different from the exam. In any case, the exam fee is paid in dollars. All those information will be shared with you. That is for those who will be intending to write the professional certification exam. But let me say that it is an investment worth doing it. Those of you who probably have chartered accountant, chartered marketer, you know what it means to go through that and become a chartered professional in an area. Our time is due. It's 6 o'clock now. Every other information you seek, you can interact with us on our hotline, and you are covered. Folks, we are immensely grateful. We are looking forward to seeing you in our cohort 11, starting on September 5, to help you become a strategy professional. And for those who write the exam, certified strategy professional. Thank you so much, and do have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Distinguished executive strategy leaders, industry captains, and of course, fellow professionals, we would like to warmly welcome all of you. In our traditional parlance, we say Akwaba. Tonight, it's not just an inauguration of an association, but we are activating a movement that will dictate the pace and the direction of this country and the continent as a whole.
This evening is a response to a simple research document I came across. And that Boston Consulting Group's research sought to suggest that managers at the lower level have as much as 72% of them not understanding or appreciating what strategy is. And we felt that we could respond to that gap, that shortfall. That is our greatest motivation for bringing together practitioners of strategy to advance the cause of strategy practice, particularly in corporate Africa.
By developing managers and professionals and executives in leading strategy, from strategic leadership to strategic planning to strategy development to the control. That is one key thematic area we don't joke with in the executive class, strategy control. At this juncture, we want to do a launch of the professional association. Officially, the name is Strategy Professionals Ghana.
4, 3, 2, 1. The SSPG.
Looking forward to having organizations build giant businesses in Africa. And we thought that one of the greatest tools we could use to do that is when there is key strategy knowledge among leaders who drive these organizations.